Hi there. I know it's a little late to be commenting on what's going on around George Floyd because so much has already been said. And at first I thought, well, who cares what I had to say? I'm nobody special. I can just sit and read the comments, read the articles, and shake my head and watch. But then I thought, if not me, then who? Why shouldn't I comment? And to be honest, I spent a lot of time over the last 5 or 6 years, maybe longer, reading a lot of books about social justice, about these topics, following closely in the news when these race-related incidents have taken place. And so, as a white person, as a person of privilege, I think it's important that I just very briefly make my convictions heard, and I think others like me should do the same thing, because obviously black people and people of color are going to feel oppressed and feel that this is great injustice what happened there. What's important is for all of our country to feel the same way about this and to be very clear how wrong, how un-American this is. And you know, when I talk about reading books, some of the books I've read are hard to read because they're dense, like Stamped from the Beginning or The New Jim Crow. They're still full of so much detail and taking the readers through chronologically the institutional racism that exists in America today. Yes, maybe things are better, but there's so much there that was never learned in school. We were never taught. You have to take a conscious effort to learn it. And I've done that to a certain degree. I will never know what it's like to be a person of color, obviously, but I am in a biracial marriage. Members of my family are of color. The corpsman who saved my life was black. Doctors who worked on me after I was shot in Iraq were black. People I worked with in the Marines and the government, other jobs I've had, were of color. So I appreciate diversity and inclusion and equality, frankly. And in this latest round, and I say latest round because it keeps happening over and over again, whether it's Dylan Roof in a black church, which is incredibly horrible. He was treated just fine after what he did. Compare that to how George Floyd was treated, or even from the highest levels of our government about particular tweets about protesters taking their guns to the state capital of Michigan, how they're characterized positively, liberating, compared to how these folks who are protesting are called thugs for using and highlighting their First Amendment rights of protesting an atrocity. These are deep-rooted issues. As I said, I don't know what it's like to experience it. I never will. But I listen. I belong to groups, the Presidential Leadership Scholars Fellowship Program, Truman National Security Group, where smart people talk about these issues, and I listen, and I'm very compassionate about it. I read James Baldwin, Michael Eric Dyson, White Hate, White Fragility, a number of articles, because we need to change. We need to do better. Can I do much on my own? Maybe not. But like I said at the beginning of this, I decided as a white person, a person of privilege, and I do believe that my resume will never get thrown out because of my name. I'll never get profiled. I'll never get a second look at a store because I might steal something. I'll never have people move away from me in an elevator because of the color of my skin. These aren't my thoughts. These are empirical studies bear this out year in and year out. Those things will never happen to me. So what can I do? Make my point clear, make my feelings clear, make my beliefs clear, and encourage others like me to do the exact same thing. And I hope you do.